Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren if you're new here, and welcome to a new type of video that I've never done before. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about 3 simple, easy ways that I personally deal with and handle my own anxiety and depression. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time now, but something that happened this past week kind of really solidified for me of maybe I should talk about it because maybe it could help someone else out there. So I'm really excited about today's, supposed to be my Saturday series story time, but I'm kind of thinking of changing storytime Saturdays into like Saturday series because this one isn't exactly a story time. Now, I need to like preface this video and say I am not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. Everyone's anxiety and depression is their own. I am not saying that this is the end all be all for everybody. I just wanted to make a video about some of the positive habits that I have adapted in order to handle my own personal anxiety. So please understand that. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, I'm Lauren. Make sure you are subscribed and that you're following me on social media. Okay, so the reason I wanted to make this video for a while and then like something clicked in me this week that I was like, oh, I need to make this video. Obviously, you guys probably know me for my Taylor Swift Tuesdays, right? Right. This past Tuesday, I spent 2 full days working on this TST. I was so proud of it. I've got a new lighting set up. I had a professional editor help me edit it. I had my hair looking cute. I was like feeling really cute and I was just so excited about that video. I posted it at 4 p.m. and then 11 minutes later, Katy Perry posted an Instagram about how Taylor Swift baked her some cookies and it blew up into this whole thing and the internet was talking about Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, and this is gonna sound silly. I like got super anxious and I let those 2 full days of hard work that I'm still proud of completely go to waste for the next like 3 hours. Yes, I am a YouTuber and sometimes being in the YouTube game can be very stressful. I do not in any way own Taylor Swift, talking about Taylor Swift. Like I don't own the rights to talking about her online. I just, for some reason, have become like an expert in this. I was sitting there on the couch and I was just sitting there with these negative thoughts. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened right after I posted. Now other people are gonna make videos about this. Access Hollywood, E! News. I'm not gonna be able to go up in the recommended because everyone's gonna be talking about this Katy Perry Taylor thing, and it sounds so silly. Like saying it out loud now sounds so silly and weird and dumb, but for whatever reason, it caused me a ton of anxiety. What I chose to do, keep in mind, I said the word chose, which will come up a little bit later. What I chose to do was 7 p.m. by the time I was like, I'm ready to snap out of this feeling. What I did is I booked a workout class, and the second that I stepped out the door, had my keys in my hand, instantly felt better. And that is when I started to come up with these 3 things that I didn't even realize I've been implementing into my life to deal with my own anxiety and funks and anytime I get like that. And just making that choice to get up off the couch and get out of that sad space I was in really changed the rest of my night. I had an incredible workout and I came back home and I was just, again, back in that proud, happy place. I really need to stress that everyone's anxiety, and if you have depression, it is your own thing. So when I was younger, when I was in high school and a little bit of college, I had depression. I was diagnosed with it and I tried to do everything that I can to get myself out of that sad, dark place. And I'm in a much better place today. Mentally, I feel very healthy and I feel like I'm able to handle my emotions. But recently, over the past 2 years, ever since I moved to California, I developed anxiety. And I'm a huge advocate for therapy, by the way. Like everyone out there should see a therapist. I do not care if you're the happiest person in the world. Therapy is amazing. To be able to speak to someone one-on-one who is a professional that you can literally just be 100% honest with is so important. Absolutely go do it. I hate the stigma that you only go to a therapist if you're crazy. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. Therapy is amazing, and what I discovered in therapy is that moving to Los Angeles gave me anxiety because I was now officially starting to attempt to work for myself and be my own boss. When I lived in Colorado, I had a 9-to-5 job and things were a little bit easier. I was in a routine of things. But ever since moving to Los Angeles, being my own boss has been very stressful. And I am so happy to say that like 2.5 years later, I feel like I have a really good grip on it. Sure, we all have our bad days and things can go wrong, I get that. But I wanted to share with you guys 3 things that I've been doing a lot lately that I think might be able to help you if you're ever feeling the same way. So let's get into it. Have you guys ever heard of the choice theory? The choice theory was developed by William Glasser. I absolutely 100% recommend you go look up this website or buy this book because I personally really believe this theory and it has just affected me in such a positive way. It states that we're able to take control of our lives based on our choices. You might say, I didn't choose to have anxiety. I don't choose to have panic attacks. I don't choose to have depression. And while that may be true, I want you to try and break that down into smaller chunks. Believe it or not, it is your choice if you want to eat that sugary candy versus a piece of fruit. And it's also your choice to get into the car and go to the gym rather than go out and drink and party with your friends. It's your choice to choose whether you want to sit and sulk when something bad happens to you or if you want to choose happiness. All of these things are choices. Now, don't get me wrong, devastating stuff can happen to us. Whether it's a breakup, you get fired, death of a loved one, obviously these things are absolutely devastating and you did not choose for that to happen to you, but you can choose how you react to it. And it's those choices that lead us on the path of positive habits or negative habits. Again, stay with me here. It's okay if you don't agree with me. I'm just trying to explain how I view the choice theory and how I had to really change my thought pattern in order to implement it, because I really do believe that our choices control everything around us. Long intro, I know, but I felt that that was relevant before I got into my 3 tactics. The number one thing that I try my hardest to do the second I start to feel anxiety creep up on me is to get out of your situation. And that can mean so many things. In that story I told you, I was sitting on the couch in the dark, scrolling through YouTube, watching everybody else talk about Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. I chose to get out of that situation by standing up and getting my butt in the car and to the gym. That was the situation that I was in. And like I said, the second I stepped out of the house and smelled fresh air, I instantly felt better. And so some ways that I get out of my situation and that you can too. Number one, 1A, get off social media. If you've got a case of the scrolls, you know what I'm talking about when I say the scrolls. Get off social media. Delete Instagram, delete Facebook off of your phone, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever it is that might be your vice. If you find that it's affecting you negatively, give yourself 24 hours off of it. See how that changes. I know it's like a huge topic right now, but mental health and social media are so connected. And honestly, I could not imagine being in elementary school, middle school, or high school with Instagram. I didn't have those things in high school, and I don't know how you guys do it now. It will always be there when you get back. And then also, like I said, another way to get out of your situation is to get outside. This has helped me so many times. Because I don't work a 9-to-5 job, I'm in my room a lot. I'm in my room right now. It can be very addicting for me to be like, ugh, my desk to the bed, my desk to the bed. I'm working, so I'm at the desk. I'm tired, I want a break, so I'll go to my bed. And it's not a very healthy cycle. I wish that I had more sunshine in my life, but I live in the bottom floor of our house. And I just cannot tell you how many times I've been sitting here super anxious, whether it's a video or a script that I have to write. I will literally just stand up, grab my shoes, walk out the door, and just go on a walk. It sounds so cheesy and weird, but just like being in nature, for me personally, really helps. There is something about getting fresh air that just makes all the difference, truly. And I am instantly able to get a better handle on my thoughts and push that anxiety away. Another thing that I love to do is just get into my car and drive. Doesn't matter where, maybe I have errands to run, maybe I don't, but just getting in your car and just driving, it's very, very therapeutic. I'm also old enough to drive, so if you're not old enough to drive, you can't really relate to this one, but maybe ask your parent or your friend to take you on a drive. Just get out of that situation, leave the sadness behind you, and just move forward with your life. I know that that sounds really cheesy, it actually helps. And then the last thing that really, really helps me out when I'm trying to get out of my situation is to call a friend or family. Call your mom, call your dad, call your relatives, call your friends. Just get your mind off of whatever is giving you anxiety. If you feel a panic attack coming on, just human interaction can really, really help. These things get me out of my situation, get out of my head, and just walk around and be like, okay, you're fine. You're fine. I get stuck in my head a lot, and I will just start to go down like a slippery slope of negativity of, oh, this won't work out, and I'll never look like this, and they won't like me. And it's until I start to like get up and walk around and be like, all right, Lauren, you're being a little dramatic. Let's pump the brakes here. And then also, guys, throughout this entire video, I would love for you guys to comment below your thoughts on everything that I'm saying, because again, this is just how I personally deal with it. But I would love to know what you do to get yourself out of your situation. Do you paint? Do you sing? Do you read? What do you do? I would love to know, so make sure you comment down below. And then number 2 is something that I recently learned from my roommate, Shelby, and it's awesome. I never really thought something so simple could have such a big impact on me. And that something is do something different for 5 minutes. Now, this sounds a little bit similar to the get yourself out of your situation, but my roommate Shelby told me about the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule basically states that if you're struggling to be productive, if you're having negative thoughts, set a timer for 5 minutes and do something else that gets your mind off of it and that makes you happier and just puts you in a better mental space. Something that I like to do is I will just turn music up all the way and I'll dance. Yup, you'll never see it, but the act of just dancing and just being a total, complete fool in your bedroom, in your mirror, it makes you feel better. It releases endorphins, it's exercise, and you can set a timer for 5 minutes, dance around for 5 minutes, don't stop until that timer goes off. I promise you that you will feel better than you did 5 minutes ago. Another thing that I've been doing recently that I actually did today while I was getting anxious about making this video, so meta, I'm someone who struggles to get work done in a messy space, which is tough because I'm a kind of messy person. I'm the person who just like takes clothes off and like throws them on the floor and then goes to bed. I'm not proud of it, I'm working on it, but when I'm feeling anxious about work, work or something and I look around me and my room's a mess, it will drive me crazy. So it really just helps me. I will turn on Netflix, watch The Office, watch some Friends, and I will just clean my entire room. And even if I set a timer for 5 minutes, you'd be surprised at how long it takes to clean your room when it's just small things like clothes. In 5 minutes, you can actually make a pretty good dent and you just feel so good afterwards. 5-minute rule has really helped me when I don't want to be sitting at my desk anymore. I don't want to work. I'm just like, I want to do something else, but I know that I have to get this work done. We all put things off because it becomes a routine. It's just about changing those routines and changing those habits to like go from negative habits into positive habits. I probably need to practice what I preach a little more and not put my clothes on the floor, but hey, no one's perfect. I'm trying. I really like the 5-minute rule, especially when I'm feeling anxious. I feel like I can think clearer, and honestly, when we have a foggy mind, that is like a breeding ground for anxiety. So yeah, that is number 2. And then number 3 is something I'm really excited to chat with you guys about. That is to practice mindfulness and gratitude. The idea of mindfulness and gratitude has changed my life over the past 5 years. Not even that, 10 years. I love yoga. And I never thought that I could do these poses and be in that heat for so long. And if it weren't just being mindful of feel your breath, go from your throat down to your nose, all the way through your fingers, just feel it all throughout your entire body. And those small things and just having to concentrate on something small like that really gets me out of that negative mental space. And sometimes I will implement one of these 3 things at the same time. The next time you're feeling really anxious and you have the ability to, go outside and go on a walk and practice mindfulness. And I mean like really mindfulness. Things like that leaf is green, the sky is blue, that car is black, I hear the dog bark. It sounds really basic and elementary, but I promise you it helps. It helps you get out of that mental space. Whatever thoughts that you're thinking just completely go away, because then you're concentrating on new things to find. And that is the definition of mindfulness. It's just being very present in what you're doing. Another thing that I like to do on days that I'm feeling sad when I shouldn't be feeling sad is that I will practice gratefulness and say things out loud. When I'm on that walk, I will say things to myself like, I'm grateful for my legs that give me the ability to walk. I'm grateful for my lungs that give me the ability to breathe, because there are some people in the world who live in hospitals and aren't able to do that. And when I start to think about that and think about how grateful I am, I'm grateful for my car, the fact that I can afford a car to get me places. I'm grateful for my YouTube subscribers. I'm grateful to anyone watching this video up to this point, really and truly. When we get into that muddy, messy place of, I suck, I hate how I look, I hate all my friends, I hate everyone in my life, everything bad happens to me, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have had these thoughts before. I have sulked in them before, and to be able to rise above that and like train your brain to say, all right, things might not be great right now. Maybe I got fired, laid off, dumped, going through a really tough family situation. But if I'm able to pull myself back and look at my situation, I am really grateful that I have working, moving legs. I'm really grateful that I have a creative brain that wants to create things. And when I start to focus on the positives of my life, of the things that I have, there's so many things in our lives that we can be grateful for that we take for granted. I hope that none of this is sounding really cheesy, but it really works. Try it out. I really would love to know what you're grateful for. And one of the ways that I've been doing that a lot recently is a gratitude journal. This one is so very cute. I'll include the link below to their Instagram. It's by a company called Pretty Simple Books, and honestly, it's a really simple concept. Every night before bed, I just write down what I'm grateful for, and it's really cool to just have something written down in print. Honestly, because I'm out of school, I can't remember the last time I put pen to paper and like wrote something down. And to have like a book just full of things that I'm grateful for that's also in like a really cute little pattern, it makes me happy. And I'm really trying very hard to not be someone who wakes up every day, stares at their phone the second they wake up in the morning, and then who stares at their phone right before they go to bed. I feel like that's a lot of us, if not all of us. And if you are one of these people that you don't allow yourself to have your phone right away in the morning or like right before you go to bed, please comment below and tell me your tactics, because it's a problem for me. I set my alarm on my phone, I scroll through Instagram, I go through YouTube, I do a whole bunch of stuff, and it's probably not the best for my mental space, but I sadly still do it. Thankfully, this gratitude journal has been really awesome and I've been enjoying it so much. And then last but absolutely not least, self-guided meditation videos on YouTube have changed my life and how I deal with my mental health. I honestly am so grateful for the internet, because I have such bad ADD. Sometimes it's really hard for me to just sit and not think and not have my thoughts being like, okay, you're gonna go to the gym these 3 days this week, and then you're gonna get this for groceries, and then you're gonna meal prep this, and then you're gonna do that, and you're gonna make a video, and then you're gonna make another video, and you're gonna write a script. And it's like, I know I just spoke really fast there, but that's genuinely how fast my brain goes sometimes, and it causes me a lot of anxiety. anxiety, believe it or not. Self-guided meditation has been something that I didn't really believe in the past. I thought it was kind of weird. I am so not that person anymore. Funnily enough, Katy Perry did a 24-hour live stream when her Witness album came out, and she had a meditation teacher come onto her live stream, and I loved it. Loved it so much that I follow her website. Her name is Tara Brach, and she's got self-guided meditations for everything. Even if you think you don't have time to do this, she's got ones that are 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Like, she has it all, and they're all free on her website. I believe she has a YouTube channel, and I think she has a podcast as well. I personally like just going to her website, clicking on meditations, and then just scrolling through and seeing what I'm feeling that day. Honestly, some people out there might see it as really weird. Try it before you bash it. If you try it and it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. I'm just telling you the things that work for me. I really like the way that she talks and the way that she leads her meditations. They're very, very soothing for me. And there's just something about taking time for yourself, not holding our phones, not staring at a screen. That's just, our eyes are closed and like we're listening, things around us, we're just taking in a deep breath. And I always feel amazing right after I meditate, and it really sets me up for an incredible day. All right, I feel like I just like threw like a ton of information at you guys, but I really wanted to make this video for you. It's a little different than like a traditional Storytime Saturday, but I think that today's world is more anxious than depressed than we ever have been. Social media can be a really positive thing, but it's how we choose to react to those negative feelings that sometimes gives us. To be able to just take myself out of that situation, pull myself out, drop the phone, go outside, do something good for myself, that makes me feel a lot better. I will be including down below the links to Tara Brach, the website where you can learn a little bit more about the choice theory, and a link to one of my personal favorite books called The Power of Habit. Really, really good, interesting book. And it's all about habits and the things that you choose to do, because I really do believe that more often than not, we can choose happiness. Even if it's like the smallest little thing, we really do choose what happens to us in our lives. If you've got a dream and you haven't done anything about it to work towards it, that's your choice. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. If you have that dream and you've decided to make that small decision to do one thing every single day to get yourself closer to that dream, you're making that choice, and that's a positive choice. All of the choices in my life have led me up to right here, this moment in Los Angeles, making this video for you guys. And I feel like if we just thought about our choices and what motivates us a little bit more, we could all be happier people. Our choices are motivated by what we want in that moment. Sometimes we think about the short-term happiness versus the long-term. Trust me, I know. I enjoy drinking more wine than I should, even when I have a ton of work to get done the next day. Right then and there, I am making the choice to care about short-term Lauren, not long-term Lauren who's gonna be hungover filming a video. I've been there before. But yes, I would love to know in the comments below the kinds of positive or even the negative choices that you have made in your life. Like, it's okay. I've made negative choices too. It's just how we choose to handle them in the future. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This is a totally different thing that I've ever talked about on this channel, but I don't know, I feel pretty passionate about it because it has changed my life, so maybe it can help one of you guys out there, and I would love to know just what you think of this video. Every person's mental health is so important, and I love that we're just getting to a place where mental health is starting to be talked about, because it's okay to not feel okay. We all have these days. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all wake up the same way in the morning, and we all go to bed the same way at night. Why can't we just relate on that level a little bit more? I think we'd all be a little bit happier. Oh my God, I sound like an after school special, and I don't mean to, but these are honestly things that I believe. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys. Let me know in the comments just what you think. And if you enjoyed this video, please, please, please leave it a like. Maybe share it with a friend who needs a positive reinforcement or needs some tactics on how to handle their own mind, because trust me, mastering your mind and your brain and your thoughts is a lifelong process, and we can all use a little bit of help and positive reinforcement, in my opinion. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I made it with love, and just spread happiness today. Go do something to make someone happy. I think that'd be great. All right, guys, I will see you in my next video. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.